Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be speaking to Jamie, who's a friend. Again, he's a Liverpudlian, so we may need a translator again, but be good to have a quick chat with him. He's very entrepreneurial and he's usually a bit of a laugh, so let's see what's going on with Jamie. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, not bad.
Is the car the only place you got?
I'm driving on the motorway.
Of course you are, mate.
I've just pulled up on the hard shoulder.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the car is literally the only safe place because the kids are causing hell.
It's not you.
No.
Not on this occasion.
No, you look very professional though. Nice background, nice chair.
Well, this is my shed.
You got a mic? Is it?
Yeah, it's my shed in the garden. So well
nice.
insulated. It's a bit like your car. It's kid free. So
yeah, it's just chaos. The screaming. Oh.
So you just
I
left.
forgot. I thought, where am I going to do it? And I said, oh, I'm going to go in the car. Don't worry about it.
So your missus is cursing you right now.
No, she's all right. She's stuck him in the bath.
What? And just like she's gone the pub.
Yeah, stuck her in the bath. Lock the door. Out down the pub.
3 pints, please.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're mega busy then, mate.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You can't. I need driving instructors. Have you noticed?
Auto instructors.
Yeah. Everywhere. Like, just the inquiries are coming from left, right, and centre.
It's not a bad thing.
I just can't. No, it's good, isn't it? It's good. Yeah, the website's working. Facebook is working. We lost a few over lockdown, gained a few. We're still about the same amount of numbers of instructors. Yeah. But we need more. The inquiries coming in now after lockdown are shut up.
Yeah.
And we're getting inquiries like St Helens, Warrington Way, Ashton and Makerfield, all these mad areas. And there's no one to cover them. I've got a list mounting up.
You'll have to go do it.
I know. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm crying out. I'm like looking. I'm stalking them on Facebook and sending people messages going, "You happy with your franchise? Or you come over to mine?" Very cheap.
Busy. Are you happy with the theory tests?
Well, it's a little bit of that email today came through. Yeah, I feel sorry for them.
I feel really sorry for them. Are they last 3 years?
2 years.
Mm.
So they've had 2 years to crack on with it, but
I suppose, yeah. But if it ran out towards the start of lockdown, they had a test booked.
Yeah.
And and also if you've got students that struggle, so if they got like dyslexia, and if they struggle to pass the theory, they're screwed, aren't they?
Yeah, they might have just been taking the time, enjoying the lessons, been on all day a few times, change instructors and stuff like that, and time's ticked on, and next minute, lockdown, and we're hoping, maybe they might extend it, and then no extension, that's it, you'll have to do it again.
I think it's disgusting.
I don't see what the reason was behind it though for not giving them an extension. It was a bit like, well, you just made that up, like just give them a few more months or something like that.
I think it's technical. I think it's to do with IT rather than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. They may not have the system built for it, and that's the only way to crack on.
Well, I got loads of. Well, I thought a good question to start off was road trips, because you're a road trip man, aren't you?
Love a road trip. Yeah. Been on a few.
Okay, so which one stands out then? Any interesting road trips you've been on?
Well, this is what probably started my career in being a driving instructor, because I realised, well, I like driving, so maybe I like this job. So that's what led to it, I suppose. First big road trip was probably when we went to Australia. Went out there for about a year and a half, 2 years, bought a car in Melbourne, packed it with camping gear, and set off on, was meant to be the east coast of Australia and a little bit of the bottom bit where the Great Ocean Road is, and it turned out into doing the whole of Australia through the middle, back up to the top again, all the way round, and camping for 1 year.
That's a big trip, mate. That is a lot. How many miles did you do?
thousands and thousands. It was ridiculous. I remember Haley looked on the car's dash, and it was something like, I think the car had done something like 200,000 miles or something. It was ridiculous. But we had a Toyota. It lasted.
Yeah.
People said it would last forever, and it did. The only thing we needed to change was the wheels. I changed an oil pump, which didn't really need changing anyway, and it run all the way around through the heat, off-road as well in parts of Australia, and didn't have any problems with it at all.
Did it have aircon?
And smart plugs. Aircon, yeah, but we didn't use it.
Didn't?
No, and I drove barefoot for 90% of the time because it was too hot. But we didn't use the aircon because we were on a budget, and we used it when we needed it. But most of the time, it was aircon off, windows down, enjoy the drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, were there any stories on the Australia trip then?
Yeah. Do you want me to go into detail? I'll be honest.
Go on.
First day, packed it up, all the camping gear in, Great Ocean Road, first campsite, set up, and I parked up right by this car. I wasn't an instructor then, and I parked up near this car, and I thought, he's going to ask me to go back soon. Like, he's going to come, I'm too close, he can't get out. And 10 minutes later, I set up the tent, and he said, oh, can you just nudge your car back? First day driving an automatic. Don't know what I did. Still to this day, I obviously put it in drive. Next minute, I don't know what I was doing, but it shot forward and crashed into the back of his 4x4 at least twice.
This was day one.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no! Like, obviously swearing. Looked up, he had a face of thunder because it looked like basically I just gone, oh, sod you then, bang, out of that.
Sod you.
Smashed his light. My bonnet was up a bit like that. I remember hitting my head on the wheel, the horn went off, and I was like, oh my God, like, that's it. Road trip's over. The car's knackered. And I remember thinking, no, everyone said Toyotas will last forever. Took it down the corner to a garage. You went, everything's fine. Popped the bonnet down. Little bit of white paint over the bits that had come off. The badge came off. We used as a key ring. And we cracked on. But luckily, we got insurance on that morning as well. Yeah. Because in Australia, you don't need insurance on your car. What? So that's it. It's part of the kind of road tax.
Oh, got you.
So it's optional. So you don't need to buy insurance. But luckily, we got it anyway because we're used to having road tax. So we bought the insurance, so luckily we were covered. But it was awful. Still in my mind today. Luckily, I think I'm glad it happened on the campsite, because imagine if we pulled up by the Great Ocean Road, I got confused with the automatic.
You'd be over the top, mate.
Goes over the cliff. Yeah.
Are you good at surfing?
Probably you landed in the water and a shark at me. Probably you landed in the water and a shark at me. Could have been. Who knows? So luckily it happened then. I was only like 24. Yeah. You know, I don't know what I did. And this, I've got an automatic today. I had one for a few years now, and I drive it fine without any mistakes.
So you say.
Don't know what, it was awful though. But like, he was really angry, and he calmed down when he knew it was a mistake. And then we cracked on and drove all the way around Australia without any problems after that.
Fabulous.
We just do little repairs ourselves on the campsite.
Good stuff.
Literally, if the bonnet goes up, basically you've got 10 Australian men coming over to have a look under your bonnet to see what's the matter. Stand back, they do the job for you.
Very good. So what would be your like perfect road trip if you had, like, what car would it be and where would you go?
Well, the thing is with Australia, it's massive, isn't it? So if you were going out there for like a month, you would probably do something like the Great Ocean Road or something, you know, not the distance isn't that far, and then you can drive back again depending on where you're flying out from.
No, I mean,
big.
If you had like the whole world to do a road trip in, and you had like any money to spend on a car, where would it be and what vehicle would it be in?
We've been to Iceland twice, and we've done 2 road trips there. We hired a car from Reykjavik all the way around the island for a week, 10 days, I think that was. Then we went back again about a year or 2 later, hired another car and did the South Coast. That's pretty epic. If you want scenery, you've got it in Iceland. So that's probably top of my list, because You can go and get a good 4x4, or you could just get a normal car and hit the road and see amazing scenery in a short space of time.
Cool. And how are the roads over there then? I'm assuming they're all just set up for the circumstances.
We went in winter, so it was like it was ice land. It was literally covered in ice. It was like -20 in some parts, so we had to have big like snow tires on, kitted out for it. But it's a very accessible country as well. No matter where you are, you got phone signal. Some places it's remote, but you're often getting information on signs to say roads are closed, so it's very handy. But a lot of the roads are gravel roads as well, because the conditions I think are quite bad. So a lot of it is gravel, so it is quite an adventure once you're there. So it ticks all the boxes for me.
Cool.
Go back in summer, completely different. It's green, water's flowing, so you'll get a completely different road trip again.
Amazing.
I'm selling it, aren't I?
Great.
But after Australia, we went to America, and we hired another car there for 3 months, and we started in San Francisco, down the coast, back up to Montana, back down again into like Texas area, New Mexico, back up again, and did the Dakota states, like horseshoed round again, and then all the way down to like Florida, and then back up New York. And
that's one hell of a road trip. That's
the big waterfall.
Like 6,000 miles or
something like, it's crazy. And motels on. You don't need to book anywhere. Just stay at motels.
Right, you've got to tell me then the worst motel.
Yeah, amazing. We'd had a few. We just thought, let's stick to the big brand ones. It's safe. And we went, all right, stick to the big brand ones. We found, and we got to one in Florida, and we arrived there, and I was like, let's just go in there. It's getting dark. And he's like, well, you did say branded ones. I was like, I know, but it'll be fine. Got there. Got there and opened the door, and that feeling hit where this isn't going to be very pleasant. Mold on the ceiling. It was just grotty. It was awful. Haley opened the drawer. There was a pack of condoms left and stuff like that. It was the top of the worst motel we probably could have got in America. Not long after that, doors started going. It was basically a brothel.
Oh, okay.
Basically a brothel for truckers were pulling up, going in, girls inside, and basically you could hear a couple to the left. They would finish, couple upstairs, a couple that way, and I mean, this is loud. And that was what we had to kind of just lie in this dirty hotel all night under the covers and didn't move. Got up in the morning, straight out, never again. Stick to a Days Inn or Travel Lodge or whatever they had out there.
Yeah, amazing. Where's the best place in America? Where's the best place you went in America, you think?
Well, when we were driving, we always tried to stay off the highways, stay on the kind of, B roads, more scenic. Well, start with probably the worst place to end up driving through was LA, because it was just gridlock, concrete city. So then once we get out of that, I said, let's head for those hills. And we ended up going up this mountain range in California, which ended up being epic place, like through the mountains with snow on top. What was it called? Can't remember what it was called now, but that was pretty amazing. Anywhere where there's a national park,
it's stunning.
That's where we went. So we ended up getting a national park pass, hitting all the national parks like Yosemite. That was top of the list probably, and a few of those other ones. I can't remember what they're called now.
But it was cool.
Yeah. But America's full of it. Every state's like a different country.
Yeah.
And one minute you love it there, and then you drive to another state, and that's just equally as good. But
well, the whole Liverpool and Manchester, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Accents change like that, going a few miles up the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about ADI then? So how did you become an ADI? Because you worked in a supermarket beforehand, didn't you?
Yeah. Supermarket, dental nurse. That's probably it. Didn't have many jobs, but I was a dental nurse and then supermarket. In Australia, we picked fruit along the way. So I worked on a few farms, came back without a job. And I had the opportunity to train. My brother-in-law was doing it. So he said, how about you do driving instructor course?
Yeah.
I'll train you, he said. So I thought, maybe. I thought, it's not for me. I don't think so. And then after a week, I thought, no, I'm being stupid here. Work for myself. I like driving. I like cars. Let's try it. So I thought I'll start on my theory test, see how I like that, and flew through that, loved it. And then as soon as I started training, I thought I could do this, what you're doing. So let's carry on and get qualified. So that's what got me into it. I don't know if I would have done it if he didn't do it. Might have gone down a big franchise route or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Random.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was random. Yeah.
Okay. So what's happened since then? Because I know you've been involved in a lot of other things. So because you got your heavy goods and you have done some other projects and stuff. So what?
Yeah. So got my ADI badge. So as soon as I got my ADI badge, went onto the fleet course. So that was a bit of a head wrecker at the time, because one minute you've been taught this, the next minute you've been taught something a little bit different, which isn't kind of like learnery. Kind of, you don't want to treat them like learners, do you? So more or less went straight on to get the fleet badge. And then in the same year, I think I got a few other things like the petals course. So I ended up getting all those kind of things, and ROSPA as well. I think I got that in the same year when I qualified. So I think that was end up being good to end up transferring into the fleet stuff.
Yeah.
And then started to get obviously fleet work through like yourself and a lot of other companies. Tried to get my own work. And then eventually got HGV, like you said. And motorbike as well recently.
Yeah. So
I still haven't got motorbike.
And haven't you done some stuff on track as well? You did some stuff. I think you did some stuff on track, didn't you?
Yeah. Hang on.
All right.
I'm having a meeting on Zoom. I know. I'll call you. Send your car. I know, because the kids are inside. See ya. Bye. Good boy. Bye. There's another driving instructor.
Was it one of yours?
Yeah. I think I could see he was going past and saw me. Right, so rewind. What am I up to? So yeah, then I got my motorbike. But I still haven't got a motorbike yet.
No. You got everything else.
I think in amongst all that, after getting all those qualifications, just sent out my CV to like loads of different companies, and got loads of connections with different driving instructors. End up doing lots of like fleet work, and end up getting sent all over the country doing it.
Yeah.
And I like travelling, so excuse for a road trip to go up to Scotland, stay the night in a B&B, do the fleet work the next day, travel back. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
You've done some product launches, haven't you, on, I know, like Mercedes trucks and stuff?
Yeah, did a bit of that. They're the only trucks I've really driven. New nice trucks. I haven't done a trucker's job. I would love to drive to like France or Spain and stuff, but a bit too busy for that.
But you got a bus though.
I did get, and then I bought a bus as well. Yeah. Ended up buying a bus. Yeah.
So
this is what happens when you become a driving instructor and you get involved in too many projects and get too many licenses on your little driver's license card, and you end up doing some crazy stuff.
So have you still got your bus?
Nope, sold it.
Damn it. Because that was going to be a boogie bus, wasn't it?
It was going to be everything. It was going to be a bar. It was going to be a mobile cafe. It was going to be a mobile home, and nothing got done on it.
Yeah.
Ended up getting too busy with this, and it just sat there on a site, no one working on it. The battery was flat every time I went to it. It leaked as well, so that's one thing I probably should have checked when I got the bus, make sure there's no leaks on it. Finding the leak was impossible. Don't know where it was coming from. Spent loads of money on it, got loads of repairs done. And then this year we just kind of thought, you know what, let's just sell it and move on.
So you decided you spent your money on the camper then?
And yeah, we got the camper van about the same time as the bus, a little VW T25. That's in the garage getting repaired as well. So that'll be done, and we're going to have loads of camping adventures in that and more road trips. Next year, might get a newer camper van and have that to travel around in Europe, which should be a little bit more reliable than the cool T25.
Because you've had that all repainted, you've done loads of work on that, haven't you?
Yeah, that was white. It had a high top on it. Didn't like the high top. Thought the high top looked a bit silly on top. Don't like it. They don't look cool, do they? They're not good for fuel efficiency and stuff like that.
No.
And it didn't fit in the garage as well. So take the high top off. Drove to Yorkshire, scrapyard, got the section of roof we needed, stuck that in the boot of the car, bended it nicely, and drove back and got that welded.
You put it in the back of the Focus?
Yeah, we did. It slipped in nicely. Yeah. Yeah. Big section of roof, just bend it in, slip it in there. That was good. Kind of came to the back seats here and drove back to Ormskirk with it.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. And that got welded on and it's back to a tin top. Since had lowering springs on it, it's gone down a little bit. Bed inside. Solar panel on top. Drove back to Yorkshire as well for a roof rack. And bought there's a box in the garage full of VW parts, which again it's a money pit. It just eats your money.
Yeah.
You got these lovely websites where you can just go on and keep buying VW stuff for your van and
you go, ooh, that looks cool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then when it all comes, you're like, I've bought all this. Where's it going to go?
It's all in the garage. Yeah.
So what about dream garage then? So what's your dream garage then, Jimmy?
I'd have a motorbike, probably a Triumph.
Yeah.
Probably not. At the moment, if I could get that garage cleared, I could probably fit one car and a bike. So I'd be happy with that. And I'd have the Triumph T120 Black Edition. And car, I like weird cars. I like Volvo station wagons.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
I know. Weird one.
An old 240.
It would be a new VW California camper van.
Nice.
With the awning at the side. You could get a trailer, stick the bike on the back and go off on adventures. It wouldn't be anything like, I'd love a Ferrari or something like that, or, something cool, a Porsche or something. But I reckon just a good camper van, reliable, looks quite stylish. And you can go off into Europe. Yeah. It's practical.
Very good.
And it's stylish at the same time.
So where do you think the ADI industry is then? Where do you think it is right now and where are we heading for?
I think we're on a win-win. I think it's going to be good from now on. The thing is, with me, it always has been since the day I started. It's been great until this year. I've always been busy, and I think as long as you're progressing with your qualifications, doing different things, but don't get too many fingers in too many pies, kind of keep it condensed into what you're good at. Should always stay busy. Obviously, we're going to go electric one day, aren't we?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
We're going to have to adapt into that. Yeah. Don't think it's going to be any. I know there's these dates, but everyone's still. That car that's just gone past. That's not electric. Most of the cars you see, are people buying them? I don't think they are they? Because of too much money.
I don't know.
But at the moment, manual lessons are still very popular. You're still getting it, you get a lot of that one's automatic, but I think the moment manual lessons are still the priority, what people want. Where are we going as an industry? don't know. One thing I would like to see is businesses have to end up delivering on-road training for their drivers, and that it should be compulsory, I think. That's what I would like to see. I think everything else at the moment is great and it works. Our standard's quite good. You know, it's probably better than most countries, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I would like to see, you know, because you look where the accidents are. It's the people that are on the road and probably working on the road, fatigue and stuff like that, and just not paying attention. So I would like to see the fleet stuff become more embedded within businesses.
Why do you think it's not? Because there's still lots of businesses out there that don't do it.
Yeah, I think because it's cost, isn't it? So they've got to pay for us to go out there. Do they believe in it? I don't know. Probably don't. They probably think, well, they've got a license, so why do we need to give them training if they've got a license?
You and I both know that if they have one collision, and you know, and if you without everything else, you've got insurance, you've got fuel costs, you've got maybe the time that the car's off the road as well. You've also got the fact that that individual may not be in the office and working, so you may have to get someone else to do their work, and then they may be off with back problems or whatever when they've had a collision. When you start adding that up, the sake of one sort of fleet session every few years actually becomes insignificant.
Yeah. I like you have the same conversation with a lot of people who work for these businesses, our drivers, and I think I've had 2 conversations in a week where they've said, "Oh yeah, the drivers are terrible. Every week they're having a bump," and it probably comes down to at the end of the day is how much is it going to cost?
Yeah.
So then they, haven't really got the money for that. Well, how can you afford to keep bumping your vehicles, scraping and fixing, and then fixing them and insurance on them as well.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, vehicles being off the road, it's going to cost the company at the end of the day a lot more money to be fixing all those problems and rather get us in. Where can we, what area can we work on with these drivers to fix what's going on, what's happening on the road, basically.
Because the big one's fuel as well, isn't it? Even if we saved 5% on their fuel, again, we probably easily paid just within probably a year for the session. So again, it's people think it's expensive, but it's actually saving the money. But it's just getting across.
I love the fuel saving stuff. That's where I think that's my best area is teaching people how to save money on their fuel.
Is that because you're tight?
No, just love it. I love eco driving. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I like putting my foot down a little bit though as well. I like having a bit of fun.
But I've done lots of very, very efficient drives where there has been sections where my foot has been down pretty hard. Yeah,
love it. Bit of performance. Next car, I'd like Focus ST.
Yeah. Diesel,
I think. So and have a bit of fun with a car, but at the same time, love the eco stuff.
Yeah.
And that I think that's my best though, because then it just ticks a lot. I found it's an easy thing to teach and secretly fix all the other issues rather than boring someone to death with roads, because road safety is boring, isn't it?
It is. But why is it boring though? That's what annoys me. Like, it doesn't need to be boring, does it?
No, it doesn't need. It shouldn't be boring. But I've gone there and I've spoken to people, and you've said like, on these roads there's been so many accidents and there's been so many deaths, and you can see then they switch off.
Yeah,
I think they can't. It's probably like coronavirus. If you haven't known anyone who's had it, and you haven't had it yourself, it's hard then to take it seriously.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So. Like, you just kind of go, oh, well, I'm just going to carry on going to the shop. And then probably until then, you have that.
Are those the people that are walking really close to each other and talking to each other? Are they those people?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then, at the moment probably you get it, then you think, oh, actually, I'm gonna change the way I go in the shops and stuff like that. Probably the people that have had the crash, then they're going to stay back from people.
Have you not got a full costume from head to toe, like a hazmat suit?
I did have a gimp suit from the stag do. That's in the garage.
That's
That'll
another
probably
subject.
Be very effective.
You should
Got a
try
zip on
go down the shop with that.
Yeah.
What's the funniest or most memorable session you've had, either whether with a provisional license holder or fleet or whatever it might be?
Let me think. So, it might have been a session I went on up in Scotland. Oh no, it's a good one. Because for one company, you drive all over the country for them.
Yeah.
And do these driving courses, and with full license holders. So one of them, I got sent all the way down to the Isle of Wight. Stayed on in Portsmouth at a B&B, really nice again, loved that. And then got on the ferry, Costa, brilliant. Sun was out, Isle of Wight. Drove there, got to this place where they lived, the house, and knocked on the door. Silent, nothing there. Okay, and then eventually the dad came to the door, seemed drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning, and he was like, I don't know where she is, she's across the island somewhere. I was like, he went, can you come back later? I was like, no, I'm getting the ferry and going back to Liverpool. Like, I've driven all these miles all the way down, and she wasn't even there. But she was, like, I did find it. It's a small island, and someone ended up getting in touch with her, but she ended up losing about an hour or two of the session.
Yeah.
So that was quite a funny one, that I'd driven all that way and then she wasn't even there. Another one, drove all the way up to Scotland, and had this lad on the same course, and got there. I don't know if I should have described him. He was yeah, no, I shouldn't describe him. But he was a special one. And
He was special.
Yeah, and you think, oh my God, how have you actually got a license? You literally wouldn't go above 20, 30 mile an hour.
Okay.
And I was up on these country roads up in Scotland, all the drivers are whizzing past him. And he was just it ended up being me teaching him how to actually drive the car like a driving lesson.
Yeah.
So that was quite a funny one. And I've had other ones where you end up going and then I've been back to like teach another member of the family, and then they're the ones like keen to become a driving instructor because they've enjoyed the session so well.
That's great.
They're like, yeah, I've gone cracking on with the ADI course. I'm like, brilliant. Give me a call one day.
Yeah.
Join the franchise. Yeah.
You've been involved doing some social media stuff, haven't you? I know, obviously, because you run a school, so you push social media. You do some crazy things like what's the best mince pie in the world and all that sort of thing. But
we've got a cracking one coming.
Have you?
We've got a crack. This one's going to go viral, I reckon. The next one we're going to do.
Are you allowed to say or not?
Yeah, I think so. You know that Trustpilot review that we got.
Don't know. Oh, the rubbish one. Yeah, the rubbish one. Yeah.
And he basically went, they've been driving around my block
in
15
circles.
times.
Yeah.
And the instructor said, he went, oh, yeah, that was me. He said, I wondered what was going on because this guy was stood outside of his house filming him. And he's on a beginner lesson teaching this girl left and right turns. So they were obviously doing that route a few times.
Of course they are.
We didn't notice his road, apparently. So then we had this idea, and because the Trustpilot reviews, we put it on obviously review. That'll be great. Thanks a lot. And Trustpilot reviews gone off the scale. We ended up getting so many reviews. We were like 4.5 or something like that on Trustpilot. And it's quite hard. You probably know it's quite hard to get your 5-star review, even though you've got 5-star reviews, whatever algorithm they use. And we've got so many now. It must be over 30 every day. They keep coming in. And we've now got 5 stars from it. And it kept on going. I was like, well, for 4.7 now, 4.8. Now it's like 5, but like, brilliant, like amazing. This guy has actually helped us get 5 stars. We've got more reviews on there.
Because you've had responses from people.
The power of the social media, yeah. So, my instructor said the other day, why don't you send them a thank you card? And I went, yeah. Brilliant. So we're going to put together a personalised oosh driving school, thingypigeon.com, and like personalise
With your
it for
faces
this
on
guy.
going, hi.
Yeah. And thank you, like put Trustpilot review and all that kind of stuff on it.
Yeah.
And we might even put a $5 in it as well. And I might take it, and I might knock and film us handing him the card.
And
And
going,
say like,
what
just
the...
open that when we go. And I might even might walk away and see if the instructor can film him open the card and hopefully get his reaction.
Well, you need the drive past as well from an instructor.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and go, he's been around 15 times. So it's kind of like a little dig at him, but in a nice kind of way, isn't it?
Isn't it weird how you get those people, the sort of NIMBYs that I don't want you to be doing this outside my house. So what problem am I causing? Because I remember doing. There's a few places, but there was a place in Stafford and there was a place in Newcastle where I did provisional license holder work, and there was this one in Newcastle, and they used to come and stand outside the door and watch us. So I always used to wave at them, and they started waving back. And then one time they came up and said, "What are you doing? You go outside my house." And I went, "Oh, have you got a problem?" They went, "Well, you're gonna hit the car. You're gonna hit the car." And I went, "I've got dual controls and it's my car. I don't want him to hit it."
Exactly.
People go mad.
I think, why did he think whenever does a learner car hit another car?
It's when the other person rear end shunts you usually.
Yeah, like I don't know why the general public think that learner drivers are going to crash into their car. It never happens.
No.
Never happens. You never see a learner car on its roof in a lamppost. It doesn't happen.
Very rarely.
Like, we know it's happened a little bit, but like, it's very, very rare. And we are the safest ones on the road.
Well, you've got two pairs of eyes, haven't you? And you've got two pairs of control. Yeah. So if one of them fails, the instructor's going to step in because it's their car.
Yeah. And often you feel like saying, "Excuse me, but my car is a lot nicer than your car. So why would I let my car get damaged against your car?"
That's true, stupid. Actually. I remember the one in Stafford was it was a Volvo 960 or something. I mean, it was a nice car, but it was like a D reg or something, like late 80s car. Not very, clean or anything, but you're right next to my car. Well, wait a second.
Exactly. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Safest on the road, I think. Like I've had them moan at me, and you think this is a really quiet area. I've actually got eyes on the road. If there's anyone dodgy about, I could probably see them. And I've got them on dash cam as well. So I'm actually doing you a favour. Reverse round the corners when we used to do them on, people would come out, knock on your window. Can you not do that here? Like, why? It's strange. I think a lot of them end up disliking instructors for some reason.
Yeah.
I feel like saying, did you want to be an instructor once and you couldn't get through the course? Like,
do you think... Why do you think that is then? Why are they getting upset then? Is it they don't want us to be there for some reason? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We stand out, and you get it on the road as well, don't you? People just hate being behind the lane, even if you're doing the speed limit. They just dislike, I think, maybe that L stands out on top, and they get that learner rage. Strange.
It's funny that so often they'll overtake you, but then you'll catch up with them at the next set of lights. It's quite hard, isn't it? It's quite hard not to do the...
Give them a wave.
Perhaps we should give them your cards,
Yeah. It's a strange one, isn't it? I think it's just that's going to be a problem we've always got to face. Yeah.
Interesting.
They'll continue to get angry, to take photos of us. I've had them with binoculars at the window. Don't know why you want to see inside the car. But...
I remember being able to watch Coronation Street from outside someone's house because the TV was so huge that you could actually see it from the car when you were parked up. Pretty scary really when you got a TV that big.
Yeah.
So what's your next venture then? Because you've always got an adventure or a venture sort of planned. I know obviously we've only just come out of coronavirus situation, but you've usually quite entrepreneurial and you usually got something on the back burner.
We've come out of corona. At the moment, our driving school, it's doing better now. Inquiries are coming from all over the area. And I don't know why. I think because of lockdown, I sat down on the computer and I did a lot more because I had the free time. So we're getting inquiries from all over the place. So that's the next thing, is to get instructors a little bit more scattered about Lancashire, the northwest, and increase our radius around the northwest to cover more areas. I think my next little one, I've got my eye on a little office, so it's only walking distance, and I think I need that because obviously this is why I'm in my car now. We can't do anything in the house. It's a war zone, and I'll have my little space. We can have a little office, coffee set up, and then from there we'll use that as a little base to host. Well, I think we were talking about this before lockdown. Get you down. You can do presentations because I've seen you do them.
Yeah.
Educate the instructors. More training, like part 3 stuff in classroom, part 1 stuff in classroom as well. Every part in the classroom. And hopefully then that'll give us obviously earn more money from it. That's what we want at the end. But obviously, it'll be a training base for driving instructors, and my website's on the side, isn't it, as well? So
do you do instructor training?
Yeah, we do it all. There's me and Stu.
Yeah.
And I give most of it to him because he likes doing it. So if we get a new PDI, I'll hand it over to him. But sometimes we'll end up doing joint sessions where, there's 2 PDIs, and then we'll jump in the back, watch sessions, and learn from each other. So he'll do kind of over Wigan way PDIs, and I'll do locally Ormskirk, Burscough. And,
do you find you get inquiries from instructors that maybe have struggled, or they've been on courses elsewhere and not got very far?
Yeah, a bit of both. I love getting trained instructors because you don't need to do any work with them.
Yeah.
But you get a lot, and you probably know it's through the big driving schools. We get a lot from big driving schools, and obviously their fees are so much a week. It's hard to hit it, and they're being sent all around the world to deliver driving lessons. And it's a struggle to obviously pay that weekly franchise fee. They've got the car on lease, you can't just hand it back. Then they've got the training as well to get through and obviously get qualified. All that affects it. Some don't even get the training, they're left. So we've had a lot of them, and sometimes go out and look for them as well and poach them.
Yeah.
Obviously just give them a little deal, say come over here and you can get this, and then we'll get them trained up and qualified, and then give them local work.
What do you think there's gaps missing in some of their training?
Yeah, I think so. I think some setups, we had one where the person had to travel to their training. It was a weird set. I think they signed up online and they got some workbook, some online stuff, and then they had to go somewhere. So they didn't have a local trainer. So all of our instructors around, they've got me and they've got Stu in Wigan, and we're local. We can organise sessions every week for them.
Yeah.
If they've got any problems, they can ring us up. We can meet up for a coffee and have a chat. Some of them are just left on their own, and they're not receiving adequate training. And they've paid a lot of money for it. But I think that's the problem when you don't have. I think you need that connection with a trainer that's local to you, and they can deliver regular, high quality training. Yeah.
Is there a bit particularly that's missing, or is there a particular subject area where you think, because obviously we've had a change, haven't we, from the preset test to the standard check setup, if you like?
Yeah, I like them. I like the role play ones. I love doing them. Once you got into it, I thought it was really good. I like that when you were doing the training for you had your 10 PSTs, didn't you? 10 sheets.
Yeah.
2 subjects on each, and you would train properly for each of those PSTs. for me, I thought that was really good. So you studied every area properly, and we still do now. But I think that was quite good. I like it. I think it is. At first, when it was changing over, I was thinking it's going to be a bit weird. Are they going to be able to like just fluke a part 3 test? But it's just as hard as it ever was. I don't think the difficulty level has changed on the part 3. It's you've got to prove yourself just as much as when you did role play.
Yeah.
So I think standard's still there.
What
but
about
go
on.
You could just literally cover that one. You could learn one subject and deliver it really, really well.
You could do, yeah.
You could. The option is there to do that. You're not going to be a great instructor at the end of the day if you do that, though. No. So good luck getting your standards check and all that kind of stuff, and getting a good grade and progressing with your career. But I think the option is there to do that, which is a shame. That's why I like the old style where you would go through those PSDs, and then you wouldn't know when you got there what subject it was until you went, okay, there it is. Yeah. I think the old system developed better instructors, maybe. Some might disagree with that, but it all depends on your trainer at the end of the day, doesn't it? All depends who you're training with, and are they covering the whole, all the subjects.
So what about client-centered and coaching then? Are you a fan of that, or?
Yeah, love it. Yeah, love it. Great. That's what it was anyway, though. It was kind of like the all kicked off. It's all going client-centered and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, it was. It is. Yeah. It should be. It should be. You don't want to just tell.
Boring.
I don't think it changed much. It's just all of a sudden people were giving it a name.
Yeah.
But that it's kind of the way it should be. But people are confused with what it is as well. So, you go to test centre and people are saying, "Oh, you've got to do this." You let them decide what lesson they do, and it's not quite like that, is it? But
no.
Well, once you get your head around it, all makes sense, and I think people learn better from that system.
Of course they do.
They must do if they push it. If that's what DVSA want, then obviously they researched into it, and it's probably the best way to do it. Let's go along with
it. Fair enough. Okay, so what's the best mince pie then?
Well, there's a mix of them, isn't there? There's Costco, big, fat, chunky, lots of icing on top.
So Costco.
That's good. It's more like a pie. Big mince pie though. It's too big. It's a good for an outing.
I didn't think you'd have it too big.
But I think the best ones is Greenall's. If you've got a Greenall's bakery, Greenall's is whatever you call it. I like them. I stick with a more homemade kind of mince pie rather than your mince pies in a packet, like supermarket ones, like Mr. Kipling and all that. Stay away from them.
Stay away.
It's too what do you call it? Manufacturers.
Yeah.
Even, you know what surprised us this year? Spa Garage mince pies. Last year I slagged them off and said, they were the worst. They were the worst ones, I think. They were along with Iceland Warehouse.
Quality's gone up since.
Yeah, it was like they realised and went, who the hell's made these? We'll get someone in to make more. Basically, it's like one of the grands went, oh, I make mince pies in my kitchen. He went, get a gran in then and do them. And she just bashed out millions of mince pies in a kitchen. And they've got them out into all the spa garages. And they were great.
Doing it during COVID though already.
Exactly, yeah, preparing them, freezing them. Freezer stacked up like they do with baby food.
And you've put your order in?
Yeah. My hair's growing back.
Isn't it? Well, yeah, after what it was before.
I did that myself.
Yeah, well, in fact, you can tell, actually.
And I look really fat in this.
No, I don't think so.
I look massive.
No, more mince pies, mate.
But now we just got to crack on, back to work. keep the standard high, and I need to get back out and do some fitness now.
So I'm going to have to go, mate.
Right, good luck.
Take care.
I carry on driving now.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll have to
See you
pull off
soon.
from this hard shoulder on the motorway.
Whatever.
What's the best
Hey,
way
mate.
to pull off from the hard shoulder?
Fast.
Okay.
Hi guys, thanks very much
See you,
for
mate.
watching. I hope
Bye.
you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Take care.